Southern California, no less than 4 SharkWerks 997s of varying vintage and cubic capacity, out for a drive on, quite frankly, some of the best roads I've ever driven on. It's a real golden patch of drivers' roads. Perfect for drivers' 911s, really, that have been fettled in the most exquisite way. I'm the most unashamed SharkWerks fan. Their projects of all sorts just make the best even better. Now, I've covered the RSs in 4.1 form elsewhere, but this project is completely different and marks new territory. Right now, it's in a first for you watching this. It's a bit of a first look at what is currently a skunkworks project. This being Alex, one of the owners of SharkWerks, who this is his own personal car. And as I say, it's a skunkworks project currently. It will be a full SharkWerks project when it goes to 4.1 spec. So what is it? Well, really, what you're looking at is the embryonic 997.2 GT3 Touring, suitably fettled by the guys at SharkWerks. GT3 Touring fascination kicked off with the launch of the 991.2 GT3 Touring, or Touring Package as it was called at the time. Now it's a model in its own right. And as I've documented previously on this channel, that was born really from the 911R concept, which gave us a 911 with frankly outrageous performance but looks that sneaked right under the radar. It's like the ultimate Porsche Q car. And as I said, there's been a real fascination and aspiration for those cars in the enthusiast community since. With the 997 generation GT3s, obviously that wasn't a thing. The touring package or touring philosophy hadn't matured into what we know today. And so the GT cars, as brilliant as they are, they're very... sounds great, doesn't it? They're very good cars, very capable cars in stock form. They're also very committed. So Alex's idea, which I think is an absolute cracker, is, well, what if we can make the 997 GT3 a little bit more playful at lower speeds? Alex likes his cars to be fun and engaging between that 30 and 90 mile an hour range. Oof. So the brief then is, how can we make the 997 GT3 more engaging within that speed bracket and on the public road, where road condition and quality can vary dramatically. The twisties are coming in thick and fast. Full SharkWerks, of course, means the engine will be 4.1 litre capacity, power north of 500 horsepower, and as I've said in previous videos, anywhere between a healthy 80 to 120 newton meters more torque than that Halo RS 4 litre across the rev range. And I used the 997 RS for comparison, as I did in my previous video looking at 4.1 SharkWerks cars, because obviously that shares that same 997 more traditional 911 platform. But even when you look at 992 RSs, the figures still don't match up to this. And this is with the traditional 911 layout, no rear axle steer, no highly developed electronic aids that are doing the driving for you. This is proper 911, and as Alex says, the idea is to make one of the very best motorsport engines ever fitted into a road car even better. So ahead of that move to full SharkWerks spec with the engine and transmission, because there will be changes to the gearing as well, Alex has been busy working on the chassis on this. So being a 997.2, the PASM system that was fitted to this car as stock is pretty antiquated by modern day technology, and in fact Alex usually just rips it right out. With this car we're staying with electronic variable damping, but this has got tractive, and I'm a big fan of tractive suspension. It gives adjustability on the fly, and it's easy to do. It doesn't involve clambering under the car to change any of the bump and rebound. It also adds another dimension, well, two actually, because instead of being two-way adjustable with just bump and rebound, it's four-way. So the parameters of what you can do are increased while giving you greater ease of use. This has also got a little bit of SharkWerks chassis magic sprinkled over it already. It's got the bump steer kit, which, as Alex rightly points out, any 997 needs really. The tractive system, in terms of its interface, is built into the original 997 setup. So, I mean, for example, put it into, let's turn that on, PASM on. Again, the difference between tractive and our earlier PASM is constantly adapting. So actually, even though this is in sport mode, and it is firmer, there's no question of that, it's not as like night and day as 997 PASM, frankly. If I turn that off, yeah, it definitely slackens off. Alex said it's super soft. I don't mind it for the road. Again, I think it just gives the car a little bit more movement. I actually think how this is set up now is probably going to be pretty bob on for the UK, because our roads there are a lot worse than here. Obviously, as you can see, the GT3 fixed wing, albeit adjustable from factory, that has gone in favour of a ducktail. I just love a ducktail on a 911. It saves weight over the factory item, obviously. I think it looks better, and also aerodynamically, whilst it won't do the same job as a fixed rear wing at greater speeds, again, when we're looking to that 30 to 90 mile an hour parameter, or who needs a fixed rear wing anyway? It's a bit of a marker, really, as to the direction that SharkWerks want to go in with their cars and their modifications. Alex and James and Dan really are following their passions and their interests within the Porsche brand. And in a view shared with myself, the 992s, as great as they are and as polished they are, but I don't know, maybe they might be too polished, a bit too easy to drive fast. And so in order to look forwards, I'm certainly seeing a few more people, particularly from a UK perspective, look back for their Porsche thrills. And that seems to be an area which the guys at SharkWerks want to go down and explore a bit more. So right now this car is rocking the factory engine and transmission. It does have a single mass light wheel fitted, which just helps with a little bit of more immediacy in the pickup on the accelerator, allows the crank to spin a little bit more freely, but nowhere near as freely as it will do when it's up to the full fat 4.1 spec next year. Oh, it's also got exhaust headers fitted as well, which sort of explains why it's got a little bit of that higher pitched SharkWerks pizzazz, allied to that usual gruff, deep Metzger howl. But that's it for now. Otherwise, the magic is starting to be had in the chassis of this. For me, this is where it's at. I'm not really interested in lap times on cars. I appreciate a track car, but I don't care for lap times. For me, the barometer of fun, it's not necessarily how fast you go, but how you get there. And it's on the road, and it's right here in the driver's seat. It means far more to me than any lap time or top speed or 0 to 60 stat will ever tell you. From the driver's seat, you get feel, you get emotion, and in a world where everything is slowly being done for us by technology, inside and outside the car, it's nice to just have some fun whereby you as the driver, you're pretty much in full control. The idea is fascinating. The execution already is promising, And again, I've no doubt will be spectacular by the time the guys are finished on it. And I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing this when it's done. Because this is going to be a hell of a canyon carver. This is Nirvana. I don't really want to be anywhere else. So much like mechanical grip, excellent stopping ability. It's on ceramics, standard factory PCCBs. It helps that we're working with a fantastic tyre here in a Cup 2 in perfect conditions, dry and about 20 degrees. And really, what's incredible is this is only an amuse-bouche in terms of SharkWerks vision for a 997 GT3 Touring. By the time we return next year, we're very much going to be onto the main course. SharkWerks adding the right ingredients to turn this into what I would say could very well be one of the very best road cars on the planet, and you won't need to jostle to buy from your Porsche dealership. That was the first drive then in the SkunkWorks GT3 Touring concept by SharkWerks. We'll see how this car develops, this project, because the prospect is pretty tantalising. So to be continued. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.